is the Spelfabet movable alphabet that I have in my office on the whiteboard. And so it has green spellings where they've all got magnetic tape on the back. Nice big bit of magnetic tape so they don't fall off too much. So green ones are for the beginning of words, orange ones for the middle of words. Vowels are always the hardest part. So it's like a traffic light. Green is go, orange, caution, and then the reds are the end of the word. And then the yellow ones can go either side of the vowel in a word or syllable. And then lately I've added also some suffixes because I was doing a lot of word building with things like bake, baking, and so I wanted to be able to just put the ing straight on or the bake-er or whatever without having to constantly be rebuilding it out of the phonemes. So if you're doing this, this is how I would suggest you lay it out. And also I just have room here for my little schedule for my session, what we're going to do in the session. And that's sort of the storage side. And then I have a flippy whiteboard. And this is the side that we use. So for starters, I might make a word. So make this word mat, the word mat we always use. And then I'll ask a child to please change that into sat. And so they have to listen through the word and change the phoneme. And then can the next child please change that to sit. So they have to listen through the word. Here the at changes into it. And then the next child has to go sit. I'm going to change sit into sim, like a SIM card in my phone. Kids these days know what that is sometimes. Sim, and then I can change that into Tim, a person's name, and so on. Now, when I've done lots of practicing that and I've finished that level, I can flip it and grab more graphemes. I'll put that on high speed. So now I can make Tim into Tom, is my dad's name, or Tomcat. And then I can make Tom into, what can we make that into? Tamsin is a person. And then we could make that into Pam, going for names. Then we could make that into Pat. And just doing that transformation, really making it clear to kids that the sounds change and then the letters change accordingly. More sounds. So you get the idea now. I'll just go quite fast for the rest of the 3 sound words. Okay, at this stage, we're getting a lot of letters here, so it's good to keep them in colour groups, and then when kids are searching, you can say, use a yellow, or use an orange, or use a red, or you can, point in the general direction of the right ones, or if you want to, you can move all the ones out of the way that you don't want, make it a smaller selection. So after this, we're going to start making 4 sound words. After this, we can start to make the words even longer. So you can see the gradual progression from just 2 or 3 sound words going all the way up to these long words here where you've got to hear. These inside sounds are very hard to hear. The p and there would be hard to hear, and a lot of kids will leave them out in their writing, but really practicing this. And when they get the word wrong, if they've left a sound out, you can say, oh no, that says, if they left out the you'd say, oh no, that says spint. Well, never heard of it. Can you think, what sound are you missing? Sprint. Listen through the word, say it slowly, feel it in your mouth. So we finished making very long words in terms of syllable types now. So now we can go on and teach some other graphemes. You obviously wouldn't add all of those at once, but now I can go and I can start using 2 letters for one sound. So I can make chip. Now please could you change it, use one of these new digraphs we've just been learning. Change chip into ship, so like that, and change ship into shin. I have my N's in my hand. And so on. Once you've done all that, you can start teaching extra vowel spellings. So there's make. Now we're going to change it into take. And now we're going to change it into tail, a fairy tale. And now, whoops, now we're going to change it into male, male and female, male, and change it into whatever. And you might want to just teach that A, or your teaching sequence might also have other A spellings in it. It might have AY, for example, or AI. So these are just in alphabetical order, and I can pull them off depending. If I've got a child who's got a lot of working memory problems or they need a lot of repetition, then I might just do one spelling at a time, or I might say, oh look, there's male, and now look, there's a different way to write male. This is the male you get in the mailbox. And oh, what happens if we take that all away? We have to swap it for this one because that's an ending spelling. Now make say, now make day. Now change it, change it back to the other one with an A in the middle. So making the point that this one's in the middle and this one's at the end of words or syllables. Yeah, so you can keep going like that. And then once you've got up to starting to add endings, in my workbook too, there's a lot of adding endings. So let's do as in the person that does something, or big, faster, and est as in more. The most, I should say. I'll throw it on the floor. So then you can make it's always the only one that falls on the floor. No, wrong. You can make, and then you can change it into bake, and then you can change it into bake. And I always say there's a vowel here can knock off an e. Bake. Or we could have the when you're doing the baking, it's bake in like that. It's late, and now we want to make it into late. So we just get the and put it on there like that. Late. We don't need 2 e's there, or else we can do late est, like the latest fashion, like that. So if you're wanting to work some morphemes into your sequence, you can do that with these ones. And yeah, just keep building and changing words, and until you've covered the 100 main graphemes in English, so kids know which chunks to look for. Look out for these 2 together. It might be a pair. Not always, but might be. And really alerting kids to what to look for. And you'll see underneath each spelling, if I come up nice and close, this one, for example, is usually ow, but sometimes it's oo, and sometimes it's and sometimes it's o, like in shoulder and mould in my accent. And so I found that really helpful with the kids on the autism spectrum who have got a lot of sort of bits of knowledge and are quite pedantic about, no, that is that. And you can say to them, look, so we flex, If you're not sure, if you try ow, that doesn't work in the word, then you can try oo, and if that doesn't work, you can try these other ones, although they're pretty uncommon, the ones at the bottom. So the main ways to say each grapheme written underneath example words. So double O is O like in look, oo like in boot, like in flood and blood, nothing else, and O like in brooch, the brooch you pin on, not broaching the subject. So hope you find that useful in your teaching. And yeah, that's a really powerful activity for getting kids to realise, oh, words are made of sounds and letters are how we write them, and it's like a Lego thing. Those kids are obsessed with Lego. I found it really helpful.